And welcome back to Monday Night Football. There's no Todd. There's no Manny. Yes, this is solo, but don't worry. I'm going to stay on script. I'm not going to pull a Roy Alvaron and like, hey, this is the Dalton Power Hour. Nope. Todd will be here shortly. He's just running a little late, but we're going to go ahead and get started. We've got a lot of content for y'all on this show. We've got a lot of interviews, a lot of highlights. But first, let's go to that OptiLink scoreboard because we want to jump right into it. Let's cover everything that happened last week. So we had games on Monday. We had Dalton girls versus North Murray, which is Dalton came out with a 9-0 win. On Tuesday, we had Coahulla Creek boys and girls blanking Lafayette 10-0 on both sides. Then we had Murray County boys losing to Fannin County 1-2. The girls winning 3-2. We had Christian Heritage girls with a 7-0 win over Manchester. On Wednesday, we had Dalton falling to Heritage 4-5. Dalton Academy boys over Armurchie 4-2. Girls losing 0-2. North Murray going down to Model 2-0 and 7-0. Murray County boys losing to Rockmart 3-2. And the girls winning 2-0. On Thursday, we had Christian Heritage boys with a 10-0 win over Mount Zion, which clinched the region championship for them. Girls with a losing 2-0. Coahulla Creek with a 6-1 win on the boys' side, and the girls' 8-2 win over Ringo. Southeast, boys and girls falling 2-1 to Northwest in that game, and now Northwest boys and girls control their destiny for the region championship. Friday, we had Dalton Academy with a 3-1 win over Coosa. The girls losing a tough battle 1-0. Southeast girls tying AC Reynolds 1-1 out of North Carolina. Dalton putting 19 on the goals combined between boys and girls over Hiram. Murray County blanketing Haralson County, combining 13 goals in both those games. Then we had some matchups on Saturday. We had Southeast boys playing down in a tournament in Nashville. They tied Hardin Valley Academy 1-1. And then they tied Father Ryan Academy 0-0. Father Ryan 0-0. Christian Heritage, hard-fought 2-2 tie over Northwest. And then Northwest girls winning 3-0 over AC Reynolds. As mentioned, there was a lot of highlights from this past week, or there's a lot of games. Just trying to see here. We had, but the biggest game that we want to discuss right now was the Heritage, Christian Heritage versus Northwest. This game was big because Northwest is coming off the previous night, Thursday night, defeating Southeast 2-1, which put them in the driver's seat for the region championship. If they control their own destiny, they just win out. They'll clinch the region championship number 1 seed. Christian Heritage clinched the number 1 seed and the region championship for their area. And this, I think, the first region championship since they've come into Georgia, like classification for the Georgia classification. So it's a big step for them. They went out and played. We have highlights. They played a tough Northwest squad on Saturday. It was supposed to be played at Northwest, but due to the rain, they moved it over to Christian Heritage. And if we can get Pete to pull up some of those highlights. And here we go. So this will be the first goal right here. And that was for, if I'm not mistaken, Peter Pridgeon, the Winthrop commit. And then this is the tying goal for Marco Aristegi, tying it up 2-2. And that PK was called within the last minute and a half of the game. Well, 2 minutes of the game. As mentioned, it was a hard-fought game by both teams. Northwest was coming off that defeat from beating Southeast, and this, they came out here and showed their mettle. Here we go. We'll take you some additional highlights. So there was the first goal for Northwest.
I don't know how they're going to get Christian Heritage just so tall. Low ball.
Perfectly set up play right there, as Todd says, straight off the training grounds. We did. Todd was able to catch up. We were both at the game. Todd was able to catch up with Marco Aristegi and get an interview with him. So if we can pull that up and just discuss All
right, welcome back to Monday Night Football. I'm here with Marco Aristegui. Are you midfielder?
Yeah.
Yeah, midfielder for Christian Heritage. Once again, another big scalp claimed, getting a 2-2 draw this Saturday versus Northwest. Marco, just talk us through the game a little bit. You guys went up, and then Northwest came back and got you guys down 2-1. So what was the mental game like?
Obviously, our mentality was we can play these guys. We scheduled them for a reason, so we felt like we could beat them. But throughout the game, I mean, we went up, and then they immediately went up. It's fine. The coach told us at halftime that we couldn't concede anymore, and then that's what we did. That's what we accomplished, and that was our goal for halftime for the second half, and well, that's what we did.
So you got the equalizer on a penalty kick. Kind of walk us through the play where you drew the penalty kick, and then you stepped up to take it and get the equalizer.
I don't remember who gave me the pass, but as soon as I got the ball, I knew I had at least 2 on me. So that's either win the ball and dribble past them or draw a foul so that we could get some more players up. And I think I accomplished that, which is good. That call could have gone either way, but I'm happy it went our way.
Yeah.
So,
and what were your nerves like on the penalty kick? You feel pretty calm?
When they called the penalty kick, I wasn't nervous at all, to be honest. I knew I had everyone in our stands supporting me, so I think that's what calmed the nerves. And then I had my team backing me too. But obviously I had the Northwest fans, the Northwest team, the Northwest keeper saying I was going to miss it, so I just stepped up and placed it where I practiced.
All right, well, congratulations on getting the draw. I say congratulations only because you played a team like a 4A team, and you guys are sitting at 1A, so good luck the rest of the season.
Hey, we're back. Todd made it in, as mentioned.
But there's only one reason I'm late, right? There's only one reason I'm late.
Well, the next segment is what we're going to go over, but we're just showing the highlights of the, we got 30 seconds left of this segment, but anything you want to say about the Christian Heritage Northwest game before we go to the next segment?
I was always concerned about Northwest's ability to come down off the high-beaten Southeast and get ready for such a strong side as Christian Heritage. I mean, Christian Heritage did it again. Another scalp claimed.
Yep, and like I said, and they have reached a chance. They've clinched. They're pretty much got a game on Thursday, and they're done until playoffs. So if any other area schools wants to play them, I'm pretty sure they're willing to play. Give Coach Boyd a call. And with that, we're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have Northwest Southeast highlights.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey,
That's our part.
Experience the power of the links. OptiLink's streaming app VidLink, powered by its fastest internet service, GigLink. Your link to reliable remote access to healthcare. Your link to the best educational opportunities. Your link to our community's only local provider. Your link to the ultimate in entertainment choices and gaming experiences. No interruptions and faster downloads power up your life with the perfect combination of speed and entertainment. VidLink and GigLink. Upgrade today and get the power of the link.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? What would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams a reality.
At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
At Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, we've been serving our community since 1974 with offices in Dalton, Calhoun, Ringgold, Cartersville, and Cleveland, Tennessee. We've got you covered.
The energy's rising.
I'm not used to wearing these colors.
It's a
right
good
here.
look.
I mean,
You know what? It doesn't look good on you. It's not a good look for you.
I'm a red and black guy, so it's either got to be red or black or something. I don't own orange. This is probably the closest thing to blue that I have in my closet. But a bet's a bet. You know, we said, hey, 2-1. But, you know, we got highlights, Todd. You know, we had El Clásico Norteño, or no, sorry, as I like to call it, El Clásico Juvenil, the young Clásico, because, you know, the real Clásico is Dalton Southeast.
Yeah. But it was still like this has been like a building thing. The game was really close last year on the Southeast Northwest girls side. I thought Southeast had the better run of play, and you and I were at the game. We thought kind of the same thing was playing out, and Northwest squeaks out the 2-1 victory.
I mean, this is one of those games that you got to be dialed in full 80 minutes.
Yep.
And one little mistake can come back to bite you, and there's a defensive mistake that caused the tying goal. And then obviously we had a PK there at the end. But we do have some highlights of the game, so we can
roll the highlights.
Let's roll the highlights, Pete, because we want to get into this game, discuss it, because there was a lot to. Oh man, this is great quality right here. So this was the first goal, and I told you one of my things that I was worried about was going to be
this keeper play. That's
keeper
right.
play.
That first goal was by Maya Camacho, and then you see almost immediate reply by Jasmine Cortez, and then there was the late penalty call. Right, he called a handball in the box, the best we could tell, and then Sadie Clark steps up to convert.
Yep,
makes it 2-1. And you just said it's all in the margins.
Yeah, like you said, and this was almost a replay of last year's game, as you mentioned, where we both felt that Southeast controlled the run of play most of the game. We felt like the girls were doing, you know, sending the ball up, trying to get up top. And you even called it out like, you know, Southeast started, or Hurtado, you know, was back there and like they weren't going to be able to break that. But she made that one costly mistake.
Right.
Now, we don't know if she was 100%.
Yeah, because we saw her pull up lame in the first half with the obvious, like, sort of hamstring injury, so we're not sure if she was able to return 100%. But I was like, you know, this could be a big thing because Northwest was trying to play balls in behind, and she was cutting out everything.
But she did. She cut out everything. But like I said, in the end, Northwest got the equalizer, and then they got the go-ahead goal. And you were able to catch up with the winning goal scorer, Sadie Clark. Yep. Pete, if we can pull up that interview. I know Mama Clark is going to be happy about this.
This is reluctant.
Hey, this is Todd with Monday Night Football. I'm here with Sadie Clark for Northwest. She just had the game-winning goal versus Southeast. Sadie, tell us a little bit about the game versus Southeast, what that rivalry means to you.
I think the rivalry is really big because I play with a lot of girls on the Southeast team, and it makes it way more competitive. But overall, good game.
So, leading up to the penalty kick, did you have any nerves? Did you have any nerves going to the penalty kick? Did you know where you were going to go, or was it a last-minute decision?
I knew where I was going to go because I usually go to the right. I was questioning it a little bit. I was going to go left, but then I was like, I have to stick to it, and I've got to go right. And that's what I did.
That's your spot, huh?
Yes.
All right. And so now this puts you guys in a good place in the region. Big game you'll have against Heritage. So what are you guys looking to do to finish out the rest of the season?
Just keep playing as a team and just keep going, I guess.
Well, congratulations, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, big thank you to Sadie Clark there for that interview. She had the game winner. So Northwest moves to 9-2, 3-0 in region. Southeast moves to 8-1-2, 2-1 in the region. So that wrapped up the girls. That was a 2-1. We moved to the boys side.
Yes.
So you picked Southeast. Obviously, I picked Northwest.
Yeah, I mean, and just really quick, I mean, my observation, I think in the first half, I felt Southeast, the way they had set it up, they had moved Angel Garcia from the defense up to mid. They had moved Heidel from the left starting back and moved him up to a right mid. I felt that was good. They were pressing, they were attacking. I know then they flipped Heidel to his natural left side. Then for some reason, after Southeast went up 1-0, they brought back Angel to defense, which I don't know if that was the best case. But again, I'm not a coach. We're just protagonists up here. Yep. But the way they came out, I think, was the best setup, and came back.
Let's go ahead and go to the highlights, and then I'll give you my perspective on what Northwest was able to do. Just some early compliments to Northwest. I think it's Ty gave us these.
That's the foul.
There's the foul.
That was a PK.
Yep.
Can never do that. Can't come bum rushing in from the back.
So this actually put Northwest up 1-0. Now, just like last year, they weren't able to hold on to this lead. Southeast fires back immediately.
And Diego Ramirez coming back.
Oh, yeah, watch this turn.
Yes.
Turn, boom, far post. And that was one of the few times that Northwest goalkeeper, freshman Neri Martinez, I mean, really, he had a great night. But the game rocked on. Northwest stayed in it. And then we'll just watch everything
we had a foul
unfold.
right here.
Yep.
Top of the box.
Northwest had a few good cracks at it, but yeah, you're going to have a foul at the top of the box. Now, I'll go ahead and give in my idea of what happened. Nico Kuna was provided enough offensive power, and here he is stepping up to take the free kick. Oh, it's a beaut. It's an absolute beaut.
That was the game winner right there.
The man with the cultured left foot coming in with the game winner.
That was the game winner with a minute 50 seconds.
This is why Nico was key, though. He was able to produce, and Northwest was able to produce enough pressure and offensive chances with just their forwards. Never really had to commit numbers forward. Let their defense be able to keep shape. And honestly, kept Jerry Favela in check. Kept Leo in check.
Castillo.
It was so key. And Nico, I bet he produced, I don't have the stats, I bet he produced 6 free kicks on his own within 25 yards of the goal.
Yeah, I think I counted. Counted between 8 to 10, but.
Do we have the close-up of the penalty call? Because there was a lot of shouts that this might not be a penalty. If we can pull up that close-up, I kind of got to zoom in on that one. But Nico was dangerous all night, and he was the key to the Northwest offense. My observation, I'm going to say it was a foul. They came in heavy. The touch that put him in on goal, was key to the whole thing. Here we go. Watch this touch. Boom, right in on goal, heavy on his back, goes down. Number one, if he felt that pressure and he didn't go down,
it would not have been called. Yes, and you know what? That's the thing. In this game, you're taught to go down. Even if you feel the littlest contact, if he had not gone,
there was no chance he was going to convert that.
Yeah, if he doesn't go down, I don't think the ref calls it. But he went down. Obviously, he was in front of the defenders. They, got him. So it's called. Can't complain about it. Yep. Right now, they control their region. If they went out, and we're about to go to commercial break, but they win against Central. They pretty much clinched the division. So the girls' side is a little different. They got to play Heritage, and that could cause up a whole other things, which we can discuss because we got a couple interviews that we'll get back. But let's go ahead and go to commercial break. And when we come back, we'll have these interviews.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? What would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams a reality.
At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
At Coldwell Banker Canard Realty, we've been serving our community since 1974 with offices in Dalton, Calhoun, Ringgold, Cartersville, and Cleveland, Tennessee. We've got you covered.
Growing up, we moved around a bunch. My dad was a doctor, and we wound up moving to a bunch of different states. And you really get a glimpse moving around a lot to see how a lot of people are struggling. And there was a big draw inside me to kind of help those people during difficult times. I had no intention of being a lawyer. I had a forestry degree, and I wound up teaching environmental education, but it was the environmental justice that really drew me to the law. So I wound up joining an employment law firm out in Denver. When I was working in Denver, I was also doing trial advocacy, and Casey Geiger, he was on the trial advocacy team, so we got to know each other that way. We stayed in touch throughout the years until eventually we decided to join together. I think the culture of a firm is important, and at Geiger Legal Group, we certainly have a very good firm culture. When the firm culture is one of family, that encompasses the clients. The whole reason for the firm are our clients, and treating them like family is just a natural extension. Whether it's my immediate family or whether it's the family of clients that we help, I try to approach it in the same way, which is respect and caring towards those people. These are people who are coming to you at the worst times in their lives. Whether it's a small case or a catastrophic case, I'm going to put the same effort in for each client to make sure they get the best result that they possibly can. I think of the law as a service industry. We really are a service industry, and that we're here to serve our clients. It's not the other way around. And I would hope that each client leaves our representation understanding and really appreciating that. For anyone who's struggling with issues at their workplace or personal injuries, I urge you to call Geiger Legal Group.
Hey, this is Todd with Monday Night Football. I'm here with Nico Kuna, fresh off Northwest 2-1 victory over rival Southeast Whitfield. Nico, tell us a little bit about the game, what it means to go up against Southeast, what this game means to you guys.
That was a tough game. You know, they're the high school across from us, across the county. So it's a massive rivalry, and it was a great game. It was a great hard-fought match, and I think at the end of the day, whoever scored the most goals won.
So you guys kind of get a monkey off your back, right? Because you had never beaten them. I mean, your senior year. So what does that mean to finally get that win over them?
No, it was one of our main goals from the start of the season. You know, and it feels great. It feels great. It's probably our biggest win yet this year. So.
And tell us a little bit about that free kick too, man. That left foot that had some stank on it.
Yeah, I mean, before I shot it, I said a little prayer. You know, I asked God to give me that goal. You know, give me that power to score that goal, and it went in. You know.
Well, congratulations on the win, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And like you said, you got a Nico interview, Kuna. I think he was laughing because of his best friend, homie in the background.
Yeah, thanks there, White Chocolate. Appreciate that one.
You know, but we also got an interview with Coach Gutierrez. You know, pulling double duties, so we can pull up that interview really quick.
Yeah. All right, this is Todd with Monday Night Football. I'm here post match with Northwest coach Issa Gutierrez. Coach, tonight you do the double. You get the win in the girls' game and the win in the boys' game. Just talk of like in terms of like what this night means to. Just talk a little bit about it.
Oh, I mean, ultimately, you know, we could downplay it if we want to. And I know we got two more region games here to go to finish off the region. But ultimately, it's big. Ultimately, we know Southeast is a Goliath in the region. Taking them down tonight, you know, boys and girls, that's big time on them.
And I guess talk a little bit about the girls' game specifically. How'd you feel about how your girls played?
Overall, like I told them afterwards, you know, there's times where we play well and we leave, you know, a little disappointed. There's times where we don't play well and we leave happy. I think this is one of them, you know, where we didn't play what like I expected us to, but at the end of the day, you know, we're playing Southeast. It's a region game. We'll take a win the way it comes sometimes.
And honestly, I think this puts you guys. I'll have to go home and do the math, but I think this puts you guys in the driver's seat on the Soccer City Cup side for the girls. Yeah. You go take care of business at Cahulla Creek, and it looks like Northwest is going to be taking that one home. Now on the boys' side, talk a little bit about that game tonight.
Yeah. Ultimately, like I said, this was our hump last year. You know, we played on about twice. Couldn't get over the hump last year, and so ultimately this year we were fresh. We were coming off, you know, and so we had to do some things. And I think the boys took care of it. Like I said, it's on the beginning of the year. You just don't go out there and win against Southeast. You got to go out there and beat them and actually earn it. And I think the boys did. They worked hard.
Well, congratulations on both wins tonight, Coach, and good luck the rest of the season.
Of course. Thank you.
And we're back.
Yeah, so thanks, Coach Gutierrez. Hey, as a Northwest alum, thanks for doing the double over Southeast.
Thanks.
And thank you, Northwest girls and boys, for me not having to wear any of that awful black and maroon.
The segment's over. Todd, there you go.
Thanks, buddy. You got it all.
All right, and you know, like I said, we're going right back in. We got another highlights. We got Dalton Academy played Coosa.
Yep.
Girls, I think we had some
girl
highlights.
The girls dropped a 1-0 result, Dalton Academy. It was a hard-fought game, but I did catch up with a couple of the girls after. We got an interview with, Angelina Angeliques with a big shout-out to Leslie Torres for the interpreter. I really appreciate you doing that.
Translations.
Yeah, man, it's key. So we can roll right into that interview.
Hey, this is Todd with Monday Night Football. I'm here with Leslie Torres and Angelina Angeliques with the Dalton Academy. They just finished up a region game with Coosa. Angelina, I'll ask you the questions, and Leslie, you can serve as interpreter, please. If you could, I know you guys lost 1-0, and I know that's not the result you wanted, but what can you take away from this going forward?
que fue una pérdida, pero para nosotras nos hace mantenernos unidas. Es una pérdida y lo sabemos, pero eso nos ayuda a trabajar y unirnos y cada día estar más fuertes.
We know we lost, but it helped us like get closer, and then for our next game, we know what to do better.
And moving forward, what are y'all's goals for the rest of the year? What do you look to accomplish?
Las metas que tenemos para el resto del año o de los años que siguen es mejorar y mantenernos unidas como una familia, porque nosotros somos un equipo.
For our goals, we're looking forward to like getting closer as a family, because it's not just a team, it's a family for us, and like to get better at soccer.
All right, well, thank you very much, and good luck moving forward with the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Big thank you once again to Leslie Torres for acting as interpreter, and thank you, Angelina, for giving us that interview. So, like I said, the girls dropped that result. Coosa 1, TDA girls 0. The nightcap was TDA boys versus Coosa. Coosa didn't know a lot about them, but I'll tell you what I did, a real quick search. They tied Creek last year, and they tied Creek this year. That tells me that they were a stout side. They did not disappoint. They came out. They started taking the game physically to TDA, caught them on their heels, got ahead of them 1-0. Pete, do we have those highlights? Pete's looking for the highlights.
If not, we do have, like I said, we as you mentioned, and let's just reiterate, like the Fighting Ruries had that gauntlet. You know, the win brought their record up to 7-3-2. The 3 losses coming against top-tier teams, you know, Coahulla Creek,
the draw was against Northwest.
Rome, and then obviously Southeast.
Yeah.
So I think that schedule that he put in the middle of the season is starting to help him out a little bit.
Well, they go down 1-0. I got kind of worried, and they had a player for Coosa that was giving them fits. They did reply in the first half with a goal by, make sure I get this,
Jose
Puac come in with the header across the face of the goal. It was beauty of a finish, tied it up 1-1. Come out the second half, completely changed game. They pinned their number 13 back for Coosa, which was causing all kinds of problems. Pinned him back, took the game to him, and then the fabulous freshman Joe Gonzalez comes in, converts a penalty kick, and then has an absolute peach of a free kick to go up 3-1. I mean, he pins this.
I saw the angle you showed
in.
me. Like it's just free kick galore. This.
Oh yeah. Hey, hit up that Instagram account. If we can't pull it up here, it is a thing of beauty. So
no, but like I said, I think you were able to catch up with Amy Reynosa, but we'll be able to catch that interview here shortly after commercial break. But I know TDA, like I said, girls coming along. They've improved since last year, big time. Boys, they're coming along, right where we should expect them to be. But we're going to go to commercial break, and after we come back, we'll have the Andy Reynosa interview, and we'll go off.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey, that's our part.
Experience the power of the links. OptiLink's streaming app VidLink, powered by its fastest internet service, GigLink. Your link to reliable remote access to healthcare. Your link to the best educational opportunities. Your link to our community's only local provider. Your link to the ultimate in entertainment choices and gaming experiences. No interruptions and faster downloads power up your life with the perfect combination of speed and entertainment. VidLink and GigLink. Upgrade today and get the power of the link.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? What would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams a reality.
At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
At Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, we've been serving our community since 1974 with offices in Dalton, Calhoun, Ringgold, Cartersville, and Cleveland, Tennessee. We've got you covered.
tried to get Joe Gonzalez. Almost had him on there, and he bailed on me at the last second. We'll get you next time, Joe. So let's take it to Andy Reynoso. All right, hey, this is Todd with Monday Night Football. I'm here with Andy Reynoso, central midfielder for Dalton Academy. You guys just won against Coosa. It was a hard-fought match. You won 3-1. Just tell me a little bit about the first half. You guys went down 1-0. What were you feeling like when you went down?
Well, honestly, I felt like we ate our own words because I was expecting that we were going to go all out, and then as soon as they scored that one goal, I felt like it brought us down, but at the same time, it also brought us up to keep going, that this game is not going to be easy because there's no easy games in region.
Yeah, so going into the second half, like you guys, it's almost like a totally different team came out because you guys were all over them. What were the changes that you guys made, and was it on the field or was it more mental?
I'm going to say it was more mental because the coaches, they know how to get onto us, they know how to motivate us, how to keep going, and I think the coaches played a big part in today's second half.
Well, congratulations on the 3-1 win, and wish you the best for the rest of the season.
All right, thanks, sir.
All right, big thank you to Andy Reynoso for giving us that interview. All right, guys, like I said, we're jam-packed tonight, so we're going to go right into the OptiLink scoreboard halfway through the show.
Oh, and by the way, thank you to Geiger Legal. We have for sponsoring all these highlights interviews, but Geiger Legal, there it is. You know, proud sponsor for the highlights interviews. But as mentioned, OptiLink scoreboard because, Todd, I'm going to let you handle this because I took it in the first
All right,
segment.
so here we go. Starting on Monday, Dalton girls 9, North Murray 0, Coahulla Creek on Tuesday, Blanken 10-0 over Lafayette. Murray County boys dropping one to Fannin girls 3-2 over Fannin. Christian Heritage girls 7-0 over Manchester. Wednesday, I see it's
Dalton versus Heritage.
Yeah, that was a big game. 5-4 Heritage. That was a goal fest. Let's see. Then we had Dalton Academy 4, Armurchie 2 on the boys, and then the girls Armurchie 2-0 over Academy. Model 2-0 over North Murray and 7-0 on the girls' side. Murray County 3-2 loss. That was on the boys' side, and then on the girls, a 2-0 win. A nice week for the Murray girls last week, reeling off 3 region games in a row. Moving on Thursday, Christian Heritage 10, Mount Zion 0 on the boys, and the girls dropping a 2-0 result to Mount Zion. Coahulla Creek 6, Ringgold 1 on the boys' side. Girls 8-2 over Ringgold. Southeast, once again, 2-1 and 2-1 on both sides. Northwest doing the double over Southeast. Kicking it over to Friday, Dalton Academy 3-1 over Coosa, and the girls dropping a 1-0 result to Coosa. Southeast and AC Reynolds, that's a 1-1 draw on the girls' side. This is all Saturday. This tips over into Saturday action a little bit, and then we had Hiram. Dalton drilled Hiram, girls and boys.
Yep.
And then
this Saturday we had Southeast going down to Nashville, tying 2 games, one versus Hardin Valley Academy, the other one against Father Ryan. Was a very tough team. If you know the Tennessee, they're usually state winners up in there. Christian Heritage with that 2-2 tie with Northwest, and then Northwest girls winning 3-0 over AC Reynolds, and then obviously the boys tying.
Yep. So it was a huge, busy week last night. I got good news. We got the goal. Pete, we got the goal?
We got the goal.
All right, kick it to the goal then.
This angle is sick.
Now, I know there's no audio with this, but I could tell this thing was going in from the press box, and it is a beaut. Yes, sir. Get in there, son. Yeah. Get in there. That's Joe Gonzalez.
Oh, and if you can see Asher down there, it's like, oh my gosh. Can you see? He's like, oh man.
Yeah.
But look, we've got tons of highlights, and we got more highlights. Thank you to Geiger Legal. We've got some Coahulla Creek girls highlights. So if we roll into that, we're going to come right in.
Coahulla Creek is.
These are the boys. Okay.
All right. Tipping into the boys. I believe these are Ringgold highlights. We got 2 goals by Saul Barcenas, a goal by Omar Mendiola, 1 by Cruz Barcenas, 1 by Luis Torres, and Tony, the Machete Mendiola, chipping in with 1 on his own. This is a 6-1 result for Coahulla Creek. They moved to 11-1-2 on the season, 5-0 in the region. Them Colts taking care of business. See the boys getting in on the celly there.
Yeah, I think the best celly so far that I've seen is from Christian Heritage.
Oh, it is.
I mean,
you're talking about the boxer KO?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a beaut.
So.
I I think Marco was in on that, and I couldn't tell who else, but that was a great selling.
Like I said, Hollow Creek boys, they, compared to last year, I feel like last year was a little letdown for them, but they lost a ton of talent the previous year from winning the state title. Now I think, they are a team to be watched out for in this
Absolutely.
in
Pound for
3A.
pound. Hey, for me, I always talk about pound for pound, one of the toughest teams around. It's like it doesn't matter who they're playing, like what or division they're in, like they're up for it. So a nice win for them. Really got a chokehold on that region at 5-0. And
do we have girl highlights?
Pete, do we got girls highlights, brother? What was that?
So says to settle down, my man. I think you said.
Oh, he said settle down. So Creek girls had a big win over Ringgold 2, 8-2.
Yeah.
So they moved to 11-3 on the season, 4-1 on region. We got goals by Stephanie Arvizu. She had
five.
Wow.
5.
What do you call a 5? 3's a hat trick, 2's a brace, 4's
a pentagon, a penta.
Sure.
Penta.
We don't know.
Not
it's
a
too
pinto,
many goals.
but a pinta.
There's so many goals that we don't even know what you call it.
And then you had
Natalie Brito had a couple.
And then Lily Johnson.
Oh, by the way, if we find these highlights, big shout out to Jamie Johnson, be Lily's dad, for getting these highlights. We know you sent them. Sometimes they just get lost. We can't help it.
And isn't Lily's mom a friend of your wife?
Yes, they go way back.
Way back. How far
class
back?
Class of 96, baby.
Woo, you just giving up some age right there.
I am. Hey, it is what it is. I'll be 45 in 2 months. What do you want me to do? So next up, Creek boys and girls got a Daresville. I'd be willing to bet if they're sitting at 5-0, they're really close to clinching. And they may already have, but I haven't seen an official post of that yet. So.
Yeah, there's been quite a few teams that have clinched already. As we mentioned, Christian Harris clinched the first region since they moved into the GHSA. They were private before, but they moved into GHSA. They're still private. They moved into the GHSA public. So their first region. Northwest controls Destiny on the boys.
I know. I think on the boys, if they beat Central, I think it's done.
Yeah, it's done. So, girls, a little different story. The Heritage could be a 3-way tie. We don't know. We got to see what happens.
Yeah.
But they can still control their own destiny. Oh man, Todd just
it's so tough. Come on, boys, don't let me down.
But when we're about to go to commercial break, like I said. And we've just had tons of highlights, and we appreciate the lights, highlights.
Love it.
Geiger Legal, I know, is loving it because they're pretty much just taking over our.
Hey, and if we can get those Color Creek highlights, we'll get those up. We're gonna try to cram it all in here tonight. Believe me.
And we still got a couple things at Lexer that we got to put on the back burner. But with that, we're gonna go to commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have Dalton and Heritage.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Cancillas.
Hey, that's our part.
Experience the power of the links. OptiLink's streaming app VidLink, powered by its fastest internet service, GigLink. Your link to reliable remote access to healthcare. Your link to the best educational opportunities. Your link to our community's only local provider. Your link to the ultimate in entertainment choices and gaming experiences. No interruptions and faster downloads power up your life with the perfect combination of speed and entertainment. VidLink and GigLink. Upgrade today and get the power of the link.
One of the benefits of working with a smaller firm is that you're not handed off from attorney to attorney. Attorneys don't come and go. We'll be here, and we'll be handling your case from start to finish, and you can count on that.
I will be handling your case personally. We don't have a bait and switch system. We don't have an attorney who sees you to try to settle your case, and then another attorney or paralegal to come in the middle, and then a third attorney at the end. You will be my client. I will talk to you from the moment you walk in until I hand you a check and see you smile. During your initial case evaluation, you're gonna come in and you're gonna meet with me or one of the other attorneys in my office. We're gonna listen to you first. We wanna know about the car accident or the wreck or however you got injured.
We'll give you advice about how to handle the case going forward. But the important thing for our client is to understand is that our job is to take the stress off of them, take the worry off of them. Once they leave here, leave it with us, we'll handle it.
We are passionate about representing people in wrongful death and personal injury cases. It's what we do. It's why I became an attorney. We will unburden you of the concern of worrying about how to deal with insurance companies, about worrying about how you're going to pay your medical bills. We will explain that to you and walk you through all of the processes and protect you all the way. You can call us at 706-278-2099 or contact us through our website. That's cowanlawoffice.com. We have a link that goes directly to us 24/7.
Creek girls highlights versus who was that? Ringgold. So this is an 8-2 win. So let's get it going here. Oh, that looks like Lily Johnson right there down the right side. I feel an assist coming on. Ooh, nice finish. Nice finish. Coach Coley's done a great job with the girls. Hey, if you look back at their losses this year, I was thinking who their losses are to. They lost to Northwest early on. They lost to Dalton early on, and they're sitting at 11-3. Okay, and the Southeast. That's their losses.
All teams that are higher in classifications.
Exactly. So no shame in any of those losses. And if anything, it's battle testing these girls. Oh, that's a nice. You got to put it over the keeper. Yeah. That's a nice finish. So we're seeing some really nice finishes here. I think he's got them playing some really great stuff, like right when they need to be, coming into the playoffs. So a nice win for Coahulla Creek. And once again, big thank you to Jamie Johnson for getting these highlights into us.
And that is Lily Johnson with the goal.
Yeah, there you go.
Got to save the best for last.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, well, no, one more. Man, they were just shredding that back line.
Yeah, just pure destruction. Oh, that's a nice finish.
That is a nice.
All right, so once again, that's a 8-2 result for Coahulla Creek. Moving on, we had a big showdown last week. We had Dalton High versus Heritage. Different classifications, we know, but it is local, and we know.
And it was a goal fest.
It was goal fest.
Like everything Heritage has played so far, they lost Southeast 3-2. They had so they had beaten some other teams, but this was a 5-4 win for Heritage.
Yep. Let's pull up those highlights, and it was back and forth too. At no time, like if I recall seeing these highlights correctly, at no time did Dalton what was ahead. Yep. So I think that made it 1-1. So I think every highlight you see of these Dalton goals are going to be them equalizing, and it was almost like could they keep up? Bomb alert. And off the keeper's hands, we saw that. That was a.
But I got caught up in the footwork before the goal.
It was nice. Hey, I made sure to include that. So we had 2 goals by Isela Briseño, a goal each by Kendra Delgado and Aaliyah Rosales. So this has got to be a heartbreaker for Coach Almondova, to see his girls. Because I'll be honest with you, there were stretches of that game that they definitely controlled and are probably, a little let down. It's just, it was just, like I said, who was going to score last, and they couldn't quite keep up. They did go up. Heritage did go up 5-3 in that game, and then they brought it back to 5-4. So, man, it was a goal fest. The Dalton girls, they moved to 9-4-0 on the season, but they are 3-0 in their region. Right now, they're probably playing Walton.
Yeah, and they should. And I think I talked to Coach Almondova yesterday. We were out on the golf course.
Let's hear this insider.
Well, no, he just saying, I think they pretty much got didn't say they had the region, but if they do what they're supposed to do, they got to play Cass and then Cartersville. Mm-hmm. I mean, they should be able to pull those out. And then they would clinch the region, which would be the 3rd region championship in a row, which you got to go back to the early, mid-2000s before that ever happened. Now, the problem is they're in the 5A. So we just have to see how they're classified, where they fall in the bracket, and who they're going to have to play.
Yeah, we know the draw they got last year. So
but, like you said, now we roll into the boys. The boys, they played We had Dalton boys playing Hiram, which
now the girls played too. This was senior night.
Yeah, senior night.
The girls mercy ruled Hiram. No need even showing you those highlights.
Yeah, 10-0, and then the boys came out with a 9-0 win over.
Couldn't match the girls' energy. Only could get out 9 goals. Let's go to those highlights. And these are compliments of Mama Ortiz. So we have Zeke Ortiz ended up with 4 goals in this
And there's
game.
Zeke Ortiz cheering on from the sidelines. By the way, committed to play at the University of Southern
Illinois.
Southern Illinois, yeah.
I think that
or
first
Southern
was
Indiana.
Southern
something. We'll look it up.
A Southern Midwest state. We'll get it right. So that was, like I said, that was Renee with the penalty kick.
Oh, Darwin Pineda with this. Oh, nice through ball. Zeke. Oh, look at that. They never stop. And that's why I say they need to play on a wide field.
Well, may get that coming soon. We'll see. Once again, that's Zeke Ortiz with 4 goals, Luis Favela with 3, Chavaria had 1, and it says, now Renee, I'm sure is not his last name.
Yeah, it could be.
He had the PK. So, yeah, they were scoring early and often. I just couldn't get that 1 goal for the mercy rule. And I actually ran into a few of the players out at Christian Heritage and at the Northwest game, and they were talking about there was about a 20-minute stretch they didn't score, and because they really wanted the mercy rule.
So I mean, like I said, and that's one thing. Like I said, they moved up Dalton, doing Dalton things. They run the record to 11-2, 3-0 region. I mean, they should pretty much wrap that up.
Yep.
I mean, we won't. I mean, they should. They got. I think Calhoun left, and I think. Cass boys are playing today. So it's different, and we'll see at the end, but there's games going on this evening. But I think they'll come through, put them out, should be number 1 seed. They still have the potential to play McIntosh if everything goes well. The girls, like I said, we're hoping that they do. Just depends on the draw for them. They got a big game this week. We haven't really talked about it. Dalton's playing Baylor.
Yeah, that's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. I mean, this week is tough. I mean
that's
Dalton's got 3 games this week. They play tonight. Boys play tonight. They play tomorrow, and then they play on a Friday.
To me, the interesting game is it's always interesting when they play Baylor, right? Because Baylor's the private school up in Chattanooga, and they're always competing in state up in Tennessee. But hey, here's the thing. I'll put Georgia soccer over Tennessee soccer any day of the week.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you've been following the last 6, 7, 8, 9 years. At the very end of the year, they do that Georgia, Tennessee, which basically is North Georgia versus Southeast Tennessee, and it's not been any competition lately.
No. Tennessee's going to have to expand their catchment.
Before it used to be Tennessee dominated. I think since 2012 or 11 or 12, I think it's been all North Georgia. 6, 7, 8 goals is what they usually scoring. So
hey, well, I don't know if we've talked about it yet, and I don't think we have, but we can talk about Soccer City Cup because the standings. I don't think we have the standings on that, but I'll just go ahead and refresh you. On the girls' side, Northwest kind of takes a stranglehold of that. They kind of control their own destiny. They take care of business against Cahola Creek. It's theirs.
And Dalton took it. Dalton owns Soccer City Cup again for the boys.
Yeah, Northwest really disrupted the apple cart. We're not really going to get to see that showdown unless something crazy happens. If somehow Southeast beats Dalton big and Northwest wins big, the goal differential could flip. I mean, something crazy could happen. It's unlikely, but it's high school soccer.
Or Northwest loses Cahola Creek.
Could happen too. Creek would love nothing more than to play spoiler in that situation.
And you know what, Creek? I'm hoping you play the spoiler. I need it. Creek, pulling for you.
Oh, there it is.
And with that, we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll come back to our final segment, and we'll wrap the show up. We'll see you on the flip side.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Casillas.
Hey, that's our part.
Experience the power of the links. OptiLink's streaming app VidLink, powered by its fastest internet service, GigLink. Your link to reliable remote access to healthcare. Your link to the best educational opportunities. Your link to our community's only local provider. Your link to the ultimate in entertainment choices and gaming experiences. No interruptions and faster downloads power up your life with the perfect combination of speed and entertainment. VidLink and GigLink. Upgrade today and get the power of the link.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? What would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams a reality.
At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
At Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, we've been serving our community since 1974 with offices in Dalton, Calhoun, Ringgold, Cartersville, and Cleveland, Tennessee. We've got you covered.
Back to Monday Night Football. It's our final section. Big week for Maury County girls last week. Got 3 wins, all region. Totally like flipped their season pretty much. So they are at 5-6-1. We squeezed out one highlight. Let's go to that highlight. I believe this is versus Rockmart. We'll have a goal there, and then I'll just kind of go over their week. They beat Fannin with goals by Linda Lopez and Devani Rodriguez. Had a couple in that one. They defeated Rockmart. Linda Lopez had 2. And then they beat Haralson County, and that was a goal by Iyali Perez and 2 by Linda Lopez. So a big week last week for Maury County girls. That totally flipped their record, puts them at 5-3 in the region. And now they're sitting in a pretty decent position. Still got Wagon Train Cup. Unfortunately, they do have Model either tonight or Model. Tomorrow. Yeah, Model sitting at number 2 in the state, undefeated, 11-0. So we'll see. Maybe upsets in the cards. So we'll see. All right,
Pete, happens. Can you pull up that quick goal real quick? And here, this is the winning goal.
There you go.
Boom. Nice.
You just got to finish. That's all you got to do is finish.
So it was the flip side. The girls did really successful. The boys dropped a couple heartbreakers.
Yeah. So this is the thing. They end up just destroying Haralson County, right?
Yeah.
And then they lose by 1 goal to Fannin and Rockmart. You flip those 2 results on the boys' side, and that's the difference of them sitting at 5-7 versus like 7-5. Like that's a huge difference, and those are. And even bigger in the region, they would be sitting at I think 6-2.
Yeah.
So it's a huge difference.
Like I said, we only have a couple more weeks in the regular season. You got this week, next week, with the exception of the week of spring break. There's a Wagon Train Cup being played, and then after that it's playoffs. So after next week, we should have a better idea. Or we should know how many teams are qualifying for playoffs.
The boys are all in a good position to qualify.
Yeah, we should have 8. Maury County.
They need to take care of some business.
Maury County should take care of North Maury. I think out of the boys, we should at least have 7 for sure. Maury County's on the fence. On the girls' side, I think we're even looking at, Dalton's already going to be in there. Northwest's going to be in there. Southeast's going to be there. Cahulla Creek's already going to be there. North Maury would have to see how their schedule looks like. And then Maury, on the girls' side. So the record right now was set last year, 13 out of 16 teams going into the playoffs.
We're going to be around that this year, I think.
So we'll see what happens. But,
let's go to a team that we know where they're going because they already clinched, and that's Christian Heritage. We got some Mount Zion highlights.
Mount Zion highlights. Let's go to those before.
This is one you end on right here with one of what we're saying is like one of the best celebrations of the year. Now, this is just an absolute goal fest because,
And by the way, I do want to,
Here we go. Is this it?
Yes. And if you have not, and here's the thing, Christian Heritage, right now to me, they were the Cinderella of the season. They have flipped the script. They have come out and played very good soccer this year.
Here's the thing. Creek, I mean, to their own admission, right? Creek thought they were going to roll
Yeah.
them. They squeak out a 1-0. Northwest, we saw what they did to Southeast. They come in and they get a draw against them. And you saw in the interview, I say congratulations only because like they were playing, up 4 classifications, right?
Yeah.
So they're definitely punching above their weight. Hey, it's there for them this year. Don't let this go to your head. But I mean,
I don't think they're gonna let it go to the head, because you got to remember last year they lost that freaking nail biter with less than 10 or 15 seconds in the game. So I think that's actually maybe a motivating factor this year for them.
They're playing with
losing
an
a
edge.
heartbreaker, and they are playing with an edge. I know Coach Boyd wanted to get the game with Southeast, but Southeast all of a sudden scheduled this tournament, and now they're at 18 games, so they can't play it. That's what I said. Christian Heritage season wraps up as of Thursday. They're going to have 2+ weeks, which I don't know is a good thing, but unless you get over knocks and injuries.
One of the biggest improvements I've seen on that team this year, and I don't know his name, and I apologize.
Oh, the goalie.
But the goalkeeper.
Yeah, number 99.
Oh, tremendous difference between last year and this year.
Yes.
I mean, just huge.
And another thing, before we go to the upcoming schedule, look, Christian Heritage, their whole team, the vibe, we were on the side, we were on the field after the game. And there's like, hey, we appreciate you coming. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting us. And they're just very humble and very they've set the bar. Their Instagram page has set the bar. If you have not seen their Instagram page,
Between
they're
them
putting
and
out great
TDA,
content.
there's some good stuff.
Oh, between them and TDA, they're probably putting out some of the best content on Instagram. So other schools, I ain't saying that, I don't think Dalton Highs, they're very active on Facebook, but they're not very active on Instagram. And I think they
We're getting the gram these days.
Yeah, the gram now. So, but like I said, we got a busy schedule this week.
Oh my gosh!
So if we can pull up that OptiLink scoreboard there, and this isn't even discussing the games that we have on tap tonight.
Dalton and Walton, Murray County and Model, both squads.
And then Dalton boys playing Cass, a makeup game from when it got rained out. And then obviously you can see here Tuesday you got Coahulla Creek out of Adairsville. Southeast is playing. We're
Sonoraville. Hey, my apologies to Sonoraville. I will not say the other anymore. I meant no disrespect, and I apologize. I sincerely do. It is
so
Sonoraville
Southeast
from
was
now
Sonoraville, and then Northwest could potentially clinch region against Central. Dalton boys versus Baylor. North Murray versus Fannin, which should be a tightly contested matchup. The Dalton Academy got canceled, so that game was not going to be played. The Atlanta Classical has been wiped out, so disregard that. Wait, you just said apologize. Now you're saying rehearsal. So
Come on, man.
Okay.
It's Atlanta. All right, so Southeast.
Tough matchup on Wednesday for Southeast.
Yes, that's a sleeper right there against Westminster. Christian Heritage, Atlanta Classical. Apparently their title's over. Coahulla Creek and
versus Bremen.
Bremen,
tough Bremen squad.
Bremen squad. That's right, especially on that girls' side.
And then Northwest Heritage, big game on the girls' side.
Girls. That's
and
gonna
boys
be
should roll over, no problem. And then we got Thursday, Christian Heritage at Mount Zion again. Southeast at Northwest. No, these are from the week before. Sorry. These are from the 16th. So Friday we have
Southeast and Central.
Yes.
Dalton at Cartersville. That's both. Dalton Academy versus Darlington. That is both. Which Darlington, that's a weird thing. I've seen a couple of results that show that they can really play, and a couple of results that say they might not.
Then you got Dalton at Cartersville, and then we got
North Murray at Armurchie, and then Murray County at Rockmart. So, hey, Murray County, do me a favor. Take care of Rockmart this time, you boys. You got it in you. Take care of business.
So here we got a couple minutes before we go win this show. Anything that stood out to you so far during the game so far? Like I said, we pretty much can see where the teams are at right now.
Yeah.
So what are you looking at?
Oh, man, to me, there's so many storylines. We've harped on the Christian Heritage thing. Creek is sitting there looking great. The way that TDA flipped the script the other night on Coosa and just took it to him in the second half. Dalton's looking spectacular as usual. The question's going to be like, what are they going to do in the playoffs? So, man, there's just so many. Hey, Northwest coming into form, right? And they take region, they get a number 1 seed. Who knows? It's Nico's senior year. Maybe he's got some unfinished business.
Maybe he's got some unfinished business. The record, overall, the record doesn't look good. If you look at just the record, oh, wow, they're 7-4, 6-4, something like that.
It's unflattering.
But I think they're rolling now. We'll see where they're at. Girls, I think we'll see what happens to Southeast girls. Do they rebound? Can they keep it going?
Hey, on Southeast side, Leslie
Alanis
did not look herself in the
She
Northwest.
looked like she may have had a little knock. She was heavily wrapped on her knee. But like I said, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of soccer. Go out, support. And another thing, we're here to promote high school soccer, but if you want to see some former high school soccer players, and they're not even playing us to say this, but Wednesday at Riverbend Park at 7 p.m., Dalton United, who plays in the UPSL lower division, a lot of former area players will be playing the sub-20 team from Chivas out of Mexico.
Yeah, so
big game.
Yeah, this is. Look, do yourself a favor, go out. Number one, support local soccer. Support soccer at the next level, giving these guys a play after they leave high school, after they leave college. These are local guys. This is Kobe Perez. This is Angel Hurtado.
Yes.
This is, these are guys from Dalton, Northwest. They're from the area. You got Daniel Valenciano that went to Dalton State.
Yes.
So these are local guys. So go out and support these.
Kevin Villatori, who was helping out with Southeast Coach. So there's a lot of talent. Go out here, support all the soccer. Like I said, we're here to promote it. We're here to provide you the details. We want to give it to you. So go out there. And last thing, Arriba la América. So all my Chivas fans, I don't know what happened. I think they fell asleep. El Clásico, was played, the Mexico Classic, and America won 4-2. But then I lost a heartbreaker Sunday. Barcelona tripping up my Real Madrid squad, but can't have them all.
Hey, it is Women's History Month, so big shout out to all the women out there who are grinding, putting in the time and the effort to get to the next level, to make their teams better, to make themselves better every day. We respect you and we wish you the best, and it's all out there for you to take, so go get it.
Yes, and with that, this episode is ended. Thank you very much.